This season in FC Mobile, a lot of people are missing out on the massive advantage to training players. What's up, guys? Finally, he sleeps here. We're going to talk about FC Mobile real quick. There's been a lot of videos pumping out about this new version of the old game FIFA Mobile, and there's a lot of changes that have come with this. And one of the major changes is the training and ranking system. And in the game was just released, and it is very, very difficult to come up with the coins in the beginning to be able to buy players for ranking to take your players up a level in ranking. But the training side of things is a little bit easier to come about. The big change with this game, though, as much as I want to say it's the ranking system, is stats. That is what we're going to talk about today, is stats more than anything. First, though, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube so you never miss when a video goes live for FC Mobile. Then check out Twitch and my other channels where I do car culture at Gearheads and Raid Shadow Legends on the other channel. All right, so stats. If you watch my channel and have paid attention to any season in the past of FIFA Mobile, you know stats were just arbitrary numbers. They meant absolutely jack shit in the game. Pace, proven time and time again, didn't mean anything. Goalkeeper height, all these stats that everybody focused on were proven time and time again to really not generate changes in the game. It was more an RNG factor across the board than anything. At times it felt like players were doing well and and then you would get a player that was supposed to be, faster by pace and acceleration and speed, and he would be outrun by players that were 5 pace slower, and it was just frustrating. So the majority of players stopped really focusing on the stats. But this season, in the transfer over to FC Mobile, we are seeing that the stats do mean things. The speed and pace specifically, that is the easiest one to see how the increase in stats are relating to gameplay. They have spent a ton of time correcting issues in gameplay, and I'll be the first one to admit this is the first season where I feel like gameplay can compete with console, and finally the stats have some credibility in the game. Now this is where I'm starting to see the complaints. People are talking like, well, I can't compete. I have an 89 team, I have a 90 team, and I'm getting destroyed in head-to-head. I'm having problems here and there. The problem is the training. There is a lot of people that are afraid to train players right now. And the reason behind the fear of training players is justified because of the cost of players. It's expensive to buy these silvers and to grab enough to be able to train them up and everything. We're going to do this just for the sake of the video. Getting rid of 76s. Okay, so we're going to take this player up, and look, we're talking about how important the stats are in the game. Taking Robertson up to level 10 in training increases his pace from 86 to 92. That is a massive jump. So one rank and a training level to 10 takes Robertson's pace to 92. Let's take a look at, actually, I think I have him. So we'll go to my players. We have extra Robertson. Okay, so 92. His base pace is 80. That is a plus 12 difference. Yes, I understand that if you're training, you're going to lose the training when you strip them to sell them or whatever you want to do. But you can sell trained players. You just strip the training when they go into the market, when you list the players for sale. Here's a little tip, though. If we have a player, we'll take a player, just an old player. We'll go find somebody that we can... Here, we will train... We will put one player into him and take him to level 1. All right, so he has training. We'll go to the market. We'll take our player with a level 1. It's going to pop up and say it's going to strip his training, right? We're going to strip his training. We are going to list him. Oh, shoot. There's people that want him. So we'll list him at 18.4 for the sake of this. Okay, so we'll list him at 18.4. There's no purchase orders at 18.4. We're stripping him. It allows you to list the order. Now, if I pull him back and go into my player reserves and go down, he's already trained at level 1. So it strips it while it's in the market. But if you release the player from the market before he sells, you didn't really strip the training. So take that into consideration when you're paying attention to this stuff. Yes, you're going to strip the training if you go to sell things or whatever. But at the same time, he's also now, as a trained player, if you decide to train someone else. So if we're going to train Robertson, it gives him a 60 XP boost because you're bringing the training with him over. So if I train him into Robertson, I get that 60 back. It's 60 out of 200. So I put a 200 XP card into, or it was like a 160 XP card into him, whatever the 74s were. I did put training into him. I don't get all of it back, but you get a percentage. So if you're training players and then transferring the training to someone else, it does transfer a little bit, you know, some of it. But for the most part, unless it's an untradeable player, you're going to be able to strip them and sell them. At least taking guys to 5 at this point. If you've got the coins for the silvers and the lower level bronze or whatever to be able to train guys up to at least 5, it can make a big difference, specifically in head-to-head on where you're at. Like as we're seeing there with Robertson, was it a 12? Plus 12 on pace to take him to rank 1, level 10. And it's training everybody to level 5 does not change your OVR, but it does make a big difference overall. And that's the difference that a lot of people are feeling in head-to-head. Why are my players slower? I am the same OVR as everybody else. That's the advantage of training. If this information helped, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube and then check out my other channels. It does make a big difference if you subscribe here at those channels. It helps me out a ton and it's free. So thank you for doing that. I'm FinallyHeSleeps. As long as you guys keep tuning in, I'll keep making videos. Thanks for watching. If you haven't noticed, my YouTube channel has expanded. Subscribe here for EA Sports FC related content, but make sure you check out my other channels as well for Raid Shadow Legends, everything automotive over at Gearheads, and then check out my cringeworthy series for a few laughs. Subscribe links are literally right over there.